These are 3 reasons why your prayers are not being answered.
Have you tried sacrificing a goat? Seems to really help. It gets a little bit of pep in the deity step. That's all I got. And remember, live magically.
This one's for those who think that it's just art when these entertainers in Hollywood show their allegiance to Satan through their signs, symbols, music videos, and movies. Very popular rapper Young Thug has been in court fighting a RICO case, and it's just come out that there's footage of one of the members of his YSL crew sacrificing goats. Young Thug's lawyers want goat sacrifice excluded from evidence. Attorneys representing the Grammy Award-winning rapper Young Thug are asking a judge to exclude evidence of a goat sacrifice captured on police cameras during the arrest of one of the star's co-defendants. How many of you have seen the music video with rapper Young Thug and Lil Uzi Vert, where they have not only Masonic symbolism, but women with pentagrams painted on their face and devil horns? How many of you have heard of the rap group 3 6 Mafia? Won an Oscar for their song on the movie Hustle and Flow. There's a member in the group called Crunchy Black who gave an interview and spoke on his experience meeting Satan.
It wasn't what Nas showed us. I would say an illusion of he was a friend. He did that shit for real. Ain't no way you gonna be able to say 666 Mafia or none of that shit without actually meeting the man.
Actually,
everybody got their own choice, but stop searching for something that you really don't want to be fucking with. I ain't drunk, I ain't high, ain't none of that. Paul and them know what I'm talking about.
Isn't it interesting that he said Satan will come as your friend, when the Bible says even Satan masquerades as an angel of light? Hey guys, so I no longer make any money off my content due to these platforms.
That YSL, the goat sacrifice, y'all supply the goats.
So the thing about the goats, have you seen the movie Get Out?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen how they would transfer the consciousness of one person to another person?
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we transfer a consciousness to the goat. It's not really the goat that we're sacrificing. We transfer the consciousness of one person to the goat, and then we kill the goat. So the flesh can't feel the pain. So that's what the goat sacrificing is for.
So my previous video was actually deleted about celebrities calling themselves the goat, because they literally do goat sacrifices, and my video was deleted. I did it last night. I mentioned that at the very end of the video, and it was deleted, but thankfully I was able to find some proof of what I was talking about. Literally, they sacrifice goats so they can transfer the energy of the goat to the person who is supposed to be this celebrity. And why do you think all of them keep referring to themselves as the goat? They literally have to do sacrifices. They have to go through that door. They have to make the oath. They have to take the oath in order to stay on top, in order for them to put out their music, for their music to stay on top, or for their music to even get mainstream. It doesn't just happen just like that. How many popular rappers do you know in real life who are literally struggling? How many singers do you know in real life who are literally struggling and they cannot go past that threshold? Just like the celebrities, they have to make that sacrifice. They have to be able to do the transfer of the energy, which is the sacrificing of the goat, and you're transferring the energy of the animal to yourself in order for you to be able to get all those riches, you know, to be able to have the power to influence people. Influencers, what do you think influencers are? People who are able to control, or who are able to get a group of other people to do certain type of stuff without even questioning. Look at the Kardashians of it all, the Kardashian family. They literally have a huge influence on the world. People literally will follow them and do whatever just because the Kardashians do it. They have a very powerful influence, and the word influence is to have control over a certain amount of people, and you are only allowed to be to get paid and all those things if you have a certain amount of people that you can influence to do something or certain stuff, right? They don't just give it to you like that. Not anybody just become an influencer. You have to have you have to be able to influence people to do things that you would do. So that's why they go and sacrifice goats, because they have the influence. They're able to push either a negative a message or a positive message, but you have to have a level of influence in order for you to do that. And in order for you to even have that level of influence, I'm not saying all influencers do this, you know, sacrificing goats and all that stuff, but majority of the people who are on top had to do that. It's just part of life. It's just what they had to do in order for them to stay on top, in order for them to get what they are getting for influencing you, the masses, us, the masses. It's part of life. All right, guys, bye. Actually, before I go, I'm going to go ahead and add my first video that I posted yesterday that was deleted by TikTok at the end of this video, so you can see what I was talking about. I mean, anyways, guys, you gotta know what's going on. You gotta know, you know, the world that you live in, and there's a lot going on behind closed doors that a lot of people just don't question, and they just kind of live on autopilot, and things just happen around them and they don't even know. Magic is all around you. Bye.
Have you ever heard the creepiest conspiracy theory that a lot of celebrities have been on this planet for a lot longer than you think and have lived multiple lives? The theory goes that people in the past who garnered enough money, fame, or status were given the opportunity to be inducted into the Illuminati or the New World Order and have their DNA and memory extracted before they died and then saved so they can make clones of them and live over and over again.
Taylor Swift.
Others say vampires or time travelers, but the most popular theory is the multiple lives theory. Now let's take a look at some examples. First is Mark Zuckerberg, who looks like the old king of Spain and Portugal, who would definitely have the means to clone himself. Jennifer Lawrence looks like old Egyptian actress Zubaida Therwat. Jimmy Fallon looks like an old Marxist revolutionary leader. Michael Jackson has apparently already lived multiple lives, including a royal in Egypt. Jay-Z, this one gives me chills. Eddie Murphy. And apparently each time they come back, they're smarter, better, know the secret to success, and can easily choose which life they want to live this time. Before I show the most shocking one, make sure you follow so you finally know what these other crazy celebrity conspiracy theories are and request which one you want to see next. The most shocking that's been debated by the public for years is
That one
Keanu
I've been
Reeves.
seeing around for
People say he's
years.
immortal, but the multiple lives theory works here as well, as he's already lived as Charlemagne, a famous painter, and a famous actor. When asked about it, he didn't deny it, he laughed it off, but the crowd was scared.
The Earth, since you've just been around, there's just different generations. I just wanted to show you, just in case.
We're all stardust, baby. I can see it. We have a likeness in the eyes,
Yeah.
and the nose, and the mustache, and the beard.
I agree about the stardust.
And the forehead.
But that's the real.
Oh.
Have you heard the craziest conspiracy theory about Ellen DeGeneres that is so dark, especially after what they found in her house? As you know, Ellen has been described as an evil and devilish person to work with at The Ellen Show. Staff would describe their experience working with her as being ran by intimidation, fear, bullying, allegations that employees were being SA'd and touched by higher-level executives, and Ellen knew about it. While hosting her show, Ellen was also tied to the Illuminati after repeatedly flashing the symbol. It's also interesting that her set matches the building on Epstein Island with white and blue stripes, gold touches,
always
and
been
palm
questionable,
trees.
too.
She's been frequently closely tied to the lizard person conspiracy theory. Even her home staff described her as evil and would say that her true personality comes out at home, and it's worse than anything you've heard she's done at work. Look closely at this video of Ellen at home because it could expose evil and devilish parts of her private
The
life.
jacket.
If you saw in the background of that video, through the glare of the window, you can see this painting that says evil thoughts and it's a devil's face. The artist who made that painting, who's been dead for a long time, painted a lot of Satan worshipping pieces. Not to mention this symbolism directly on her sweatshirt while she's broadcasting. Then look at another photo of Ellen sitting in her house with a painting in the background with suspicious symbols on them that are eerily similar to symbols you use in satanic worshipping rituals. The scariest one of all these is of Ellen giving her mother a haircut, and look closely at the painting behind her. I believe it says RIP on the bottom above her mother's head. Before I tell you the craziest part about all this, make sure you follow so you finally know all the craziest conspiracy theories about each of these celebrities and request who you want to see next. All of these different pieces and paintings found are from different artists, so why does Ellen always go out of her way to find this type of dark symbolism to express herself?
What if I told you the Titanic never actually sank? So the owner of the boat, JP Morgan, actually had two boats, the Titanic and the Olympic. The Olympic was older and more run down and was also in an accident. So the theory states that JP Morgan sank the boat on purpose because he knew he would get a lot of money from the insurance policy. But why sink the newly built Titanic when you could just scratch off the paint, swap the names, and sink the Olympic instead? But it gets even worse when you realize that JP Morgan's business competitors were also on the boat and not one of them made it out. And guess who wasn't on the boat? JP Morgan. He canceled just minutes before it left. And there was a man named James Fenton who worked on building the boat and survived the sinking. And on his deathbed, his last words were, "The Titanic never sank. It was the Olympic." And he said he was told that if he ever said anything, something bad would happen to him.